Hi everyone, this is Cherry Enchantress with Pixie Dust Tarot, and this is your daily dust for Thursday, May 25th, if you're watching in real time, but it can also be for whenever you stumble upon it. It's also a timeless reading, and I like to use a different tarot deck every day. Sometimes I repeat decks, sometimes I use oracle decks instead, and I haven't used the Starman Tarot in a while. Like, when I very first started this series, the Daily Dust, I went through every deck that I own. Every deck in a box first, and then every deck in a soft box second, and so on. I'm not sure how many times I've used the Starman Tarot, but this is an amazing deck that my daughter gave me a while back, and I used it recently in a private reading. It has like this drawer and a very large book, and it's a low Scarabeo deck, so it's very easy to find and not too expensive. Messages are really cool, and it's artwork by David Bowie. Very cool. All right, so let's give this a good shuffle. We're gonna pick three, or I'm going to pick three cards from the middle for a collective message. Oh, don't need those. Okay, one more time. Just gonna get hopefully a nice daily mundane message, but sometimes they can be very powerful. Like, you just never know what's gonna happen in your day. It could be an amazing day that win the lottery, whatever, miracles happen. You just never know. You may be manifesting it. Ooh, okay, the devil. I just like, ooh, don't give me bad cards. Well, I don't think the devil is so bad, but this is definitely interesting energy, and this devil is very cool looking. Ooh, judgment. Nice. And the Six of Cups. Very good. All right. We got some motorcycle action. Such pretty colors too. Let's zoom on in and get a deep message here. First of all, with the devil and the judgment here, I'm getting that sometimes you may judge, or you may be judged by others, and judgment is it's kind of a natural thing in us to just judge things, judge people, judge our circumstances, and then continue on a rampage. Maybe not a rampage, but a talk, like talk about it, and then just talk about the how we judge the situation or the people in it. And that's where, sometimes gossip goes and things like that. So maybe it's about not judging. Also, judgment in this case, especially in the tarot, represents an outside source. So judgment, as far as the major arcana goes, has something to do with like spirit guidance and outside energy. And judgment often has an angel and depicts the archangel Gabriel, who makes announcements. So here we could have an angel. He doesn't have wings, but he could be somebody who's making a big announcement. Also, I feel this tarot deck is giving me a lot of culture vibes. It's like the ins and out of our daily world. Like, so you know how sometimes you live your life, and so you watch TV, and there's the world around you, commercials and consumerism and social media and all the things that sort of bombard our brains. And then when you dream about it, it kind of has this feeling like it's sort of a very graphic or splattered, or sometimes it's a little bit esoteric and glowing and day glow, it feels kind of, our daily lives filtered through the dream world changes the everything quite a bit, or filtered through some kind of substance as well. Everything looks different when you're under the substance of something. It's a lot of things, but let's kind of focus on the devil a little bit. The devil is trying to tell you to break a certain spell. So there could be something that's kind of taken a hold of you. There's an interesting video that I keep wanting to click onto, but it's about mind. What's the word that they use? It's like a toxic mind. It's not so much hypnosis, or not hypnosis, but it has to do with the world at large having sort of a toxic energy to your mind, to your thoughts, to your brain. I feel like the biggest solution right here with all these cards, well, one is love, first of all. Love and putting yourself in somebody else's shoes and seeing the person as equal to you, and an exchange of love and compassion back and forth. Staying stuck in nostalgia doesn't necessarily help the situation, but there could be this need for reminiscing, remembering something, connecting with somebody you feel really familiar with. So that's comforting. But at the same time, sometimes nostalgia is in sort of the extreme cases, can be a cause for a lot of this devilish energy, because of this desire to be in a place that was long before, that supposedly held some kind of good quality to it, and we want that back, But we have that. I mean, it's a natural thing inside of us, this nostalgia that we have, like with our lives. We remember a lot of times, not everybody, because some people remember their past and think negative thoughts, but think about it negatively, or had a terrible childhood. So a lot of people are not reminiscing about a wonderful childhood, but some of us, when we think back, we think of all the good things that happened, and I wish life was simpler. But while we were living it, we weren't thinking that. While you're living it, a lot of times you're judging it, and you're thinking, man, this year was really bad compared to last year. Or then the next year comes, and the next year you're like, wow, this year was really bad compared to last year. It could be a lot of that. It's like, I feel like it's important to look at history in its totality, to look at how far we've come as far as evolution, as people, as the amazing works, scientifically, creative, and music and art, and all of these areas as a collective group of people, how far we've come, instead of being nostalgic for certain good feels and certain good times that you may or may not have had. It's because I feel like that perspective is not an entirely 100% truth and honesty about that time. It's an impression or an image or an idea, because when you were living it, you weren't thinking of it the same way, right? When you were living it, I know in hindsight, there's always this hindsight, and there's always this, well, if I had known. But to be honest with you, I feel like the best day is right now, right here and right now, today. And there's no tomorrow and there's no past. Everything is just right now. There's only now, there's only us, there's only this. This makes me think of the song in Rent. I don't know if you guys know that one. And yeah, the whole energy of this deck feels very urban. It feels kind of progressive. It feels artistic. It feels like how we deal with life in general. All right, so some of you could be dealing with the trickster, but I honestly feel like this is kind of one of those impression days where you're taking on the outside world. You're watching TV or movies or behaviors, that don't exactly affect you, but you're observing it. The judge makes me feel like judgment kind of feels like observing and other people judging the same thing that you're observing in their way. And then the Six of Cups is that feeling of, I wish we could be back to simpler times, that kind of nostalgic feeling. So judgment, so the devil could be a person, or could be a temptation, or could be this desire to give in to something that's a little naughty. It could be the trickster, like doing some kind, like it could be playing games, like a little harmless trick, something like that. Sometimes people do that just for fun. You have to decide for yourself when you play these kind of games, and with who you're doing it with, if everybody's sort of on the same page and they like goofing around like that. But not everybody likes those kinds of things, so just be aware of that. And if you're dealing with somebody who's like that, and just give them a little bit of benefit of the doubt, they may just be trying to be playful. Also, trickster energy kind of gives me this feeling of like an etheric energy, like a poltergeist. I know that sounds very strange, but sometimes there's energies around us that play tricks on us that cannot be named. We just don't know who it is or what it is, but sometimes little things that happen throughout the day, something falls down off a shelf or whatever, these like little strange energies could be sort of paranormally related. I'm feeling paranormal somehow for this too. But you can, basically you can overcome any energies, because you're very powerful. You have the power within you. The saying for judgment in this book is saying, I am vibrantly alive and live into the goddess that I am. And I am statements are wonderful. So if you're going through kind of a identity problem, or unsure about what you want in your life, say out loud what you are in a positive way. I am a worldwide renowned author, touching people's lives and bringing good to people every day through my works, or something like that. Whatever it is that works for you, and know that your power is for good, and feel the good that you shine out towards people. This could represent that, you're really stumbling upon your higher purpose. You're getting some kind of enlightenment or awakening to a higher purpose here. And the Six of Cups doesn't have to be a negative type of nostalgia. It could be a positive type of connection with somebody, or connecting with yourself. It could represent love. It could represent family. It could represent kind of like a childlike innocence. This is the I am statement for the Six of Cups is, I am in wonder of life. So I feel like you can burst through the mundane and really feel your life in technicolor. Like it's like Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz landing in Oz, and then suddenly nothing is black. Everything that was black and white now, or it wasn't even black and white, it was gray. It was like shades of gray. And suddenly everything is like, whoa, super hue, super high def color. It's interesting, when they made that movie, they used a color system that had never been used before, and it was very expensive, and it was very bright. And so the contrast between that gray sky and the tornado scene and all of that to Munchkin Land with this amazing colors. Like, what if you had seen that in the movie theater, and maybe some of you out there have, but I don't think any of us. I know I didn't. I saw it on TV when I was a little girl, so probably pretty sure there's nobody out there really that saw it in the movie theater. But if you did, you let me know. And sometimes these things do, replay. I think there was a time where they did in Technicolor. They re-released Wizard of Oz at one time in my life, but so Six of Cups is also about imagination and keeping that childlike sense of wonder, and 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 expressing yourself through simple ways, and connecting with other people, especially a one-on-one situation, a love interest that is like-minded, that you feel very familiar with, that so really the solution to your day is not letting the mumbo jumbo of your culture and the social elements of the world get to you, but it's tapping into the wonder of who you are and the wonderful ways you relate to others. And I think that's wonderful. And I hope you like that. Faith, Trust, and Pixie Dust.